Good evening, everyone. Welcome to the regular meeting of Vineland City Council on Tuesday, June 23rd, 2026 at 5:30 p.m.
Dr. Arthur?
Here.
Councilmember English?
Here.
Councilmember Vargas?
Here.
Vice President Gomez?
Here.
President Spinelli?
Here. Please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance. Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Public notice of this meeting pursuant to the Open Public Meeting Act has been given by the City Clerk on December 12, 2025 in the following manner. Posting written notice on the official bulletin board of the lobby of City Hall, providing written notices to the Office of the Daily Journal, Press of Atlantic City, Vineland Voice, and publishing electronically on the city's official website, and filing written notice in the Office of the City Clerk of the City of Vineland.
Chair entertains a motion that the pre-meeting conference regular meeting of June 9th and the work session of June 16th be approved as submitted.
So move. Second.
Discussion by council. Seeing none.
Dr. Arthur?
Yes.
Councilmember English?
Yes.
Councilmember Vargas?
Yes.
Vice President Gomez?
Yes.
President Spinelli?
Yes. Open up the general public comment portion.
Public comment provides an opportunity for members of the public to inform the governing body about their views. The governing body prescribes the City Council's bylaws and New Jersey statutes and open public meetings when engaging during public comment. As such, each individual shall have a 3-minute limit to comment, cannot yield time to another individual, may only approach the podium once during public comment for any one topic, and City Council will not engage in dialogue with the public during this time. Disruptive conduct by audience members may result in removal following a warning, and all participants are expected to adhere to professional decorum. Governing body maintains model courtesy and respect and requires the members of the public to do the same.
Before we get started, Mr. Franchetta, just a public announcement that Data One has sent the administration a link, an informational link, that if anyone has questions that they want to ask about Data One regarding anything pretty much that they would like to ask, you can go on our website, you can attach the link, and you can ask whatever you like to them. They can answer your questions. Most of what you have been asking us constantly has changed, so therefore we cannot continue or answer the questions that you're asking us in many cases. So that'll give you an opportunity to directly talk to Data One and get whatever answers that they are giving out. Thank you very much.
Okay.
Mr. Chairman, if I may, before we start the meeting, I'd like to have a moment of silence for passing of our former Councilman Michael Pantaleone.
Moment for Michael Pantaleone. Moment of silence, please. Thank you.
Mr. President, I have Ramon Mora Jr. Ramon Mora Jr. would like to speak.
Hello, my name is Ramon Mora Jr., President of Vineland. I'm coming to continue the discussion that I've brought up to you twice now with the cooling issue being kind of cemented into city ordinance or city law. I actually had drafted a ordinance of my own that rivals that of the heating ordinances that we have and the habitability of residents in Vineland that I would like to submit to anybody, should you guys be inclined to accept that. Okay. No, but I can submit it via email. I would like to pass something that's a little bit more substantiative than what kind of was already dealt with regarding the Walnut Manors, because it's to my knowledge that when the city inspector had gone out there, they had given a loophole for future tenants, and I think we need to make sure that we close loopholes and we make Vineland a place that we uphold the standards for living in Vineland.
Ramon, before you leave, make sure you give your email to Mr. Tanetta.
Yep.
And he will look at the ordinance that you wrote. I did speak with the zoning officer who was in charge of that, and did say that they were telling people or new tenants that they didn't have to provide it. He stated that was wrong by state statute, that if it was built to have air conditioning in it by state statute, they would still have to provide it, but we will look at yours as well.
Correct. So like, if it's built in there, however, if there's a new tenant and they're fixing up the apartment for a new tenant prior to moving in, they can actually take out the unit and take out the box, seal it up, and it's no longer provided for the new tenant.
Okay.
And then you have an issue where the tenants are discouraged into putting window units, and when they do put in window units because they want some type of cooling, they're now punished by basically taking money from their security deposit, right? Yeah. So having something more on the books can make sure that people who are living in Vineland are protected and have safe and humane living conditions, because we focus a lot on heat in the winter, but heat-related illnesses is one of the #1 killers in America, and I think we need to also address that aspect of it. I only have 30 seconds left. There is, last time we talked in last week about during the work session, there was room or kind of consideration as to what you guys want to do over by Magnolia. I suggest looking into possibly installing a skate park. I know there has been a demand for that. And if you guys don't know what you plan on doing over there besides another pickleball court or something, I suggest doing something a little different that we don't have in Vineland.
Just for your edification, I actually was in Brigantine, and I did go look at theirs, and we'll bring stuff back to the administration and see what we can come up with. Again, it's got to be approved by our insurance company. That's the biggest issue.
Sure.
But make sure you get Mr. Tenetto your information.
Sure. Okay. Thank you.
Thank you.
Is there anyone else that hasn't signed and would like to come up and speak? Anyone else?
Hi, my name is Helen Petritis, and I live in Vineland. My first concern or saying is thank you to the Police Department of Vineland for the incident on June 13th where there was a rowdy party. I was attending Mass at St. Barbara's Chapel, and it was way out of control. And I commend the Police Department for what they did and how they handled it. And secondly, I'm here because at the last budget amendment meeting that I was here for, you were talking about the water, okay, and the usage and how it was going to be distributed, and I still don't have a clear idea what that was. Now, I read the proposal, okay, it was read the first time, and tonight is going to be voted on, but I'm still not sure what it's about. Are you trying to, like, make the water usage for the data center and pass it on to us?
Let me just clarify. What we did was, in the past, if there was an increase in cost of water, whether it's because of chemicals or whatever, it was automatically added to the bill so that everybody would share in the added cost. But it was never in our books. So the director suggested that we codify it so that if somebody wants to know why the rate went up, it's explained in that ordinance. There's coverage costs that, whether it's chemicals that increased, cost of electric that might have increased, or anything else. Okay. And so it gives them the opportunity to raise that rate to cover all the added costs that we may be incurring as the cost goes up.
Okay. All right. Thank you.
It has nothing to do with flow.
Okay. I didn't know. I wasn't sure.
No,
Thank
we
you.
wanted to make it clear, so if somebody said, why did my bill go up, they could look in it and see how it went up and why.
Okay. Thank you.
All right, thank you. State your name, where you live, please. Municipality.
Yeah, my name's Mary Gaunt, and I live in Vineland. I'm here to talk about the idea of like a skate or bike park in the city. So I was here a few months ago when you guys put out the recreation survey, and I'm back. According to the responses from the city's recreation survey that was posted earlier this year, skateboarding came in at number 4, which is only 6 responses less than gardening and 24 less than pickleball. I teach at one of Vineland's public middle schools, and some of my students participated in the survey. They were disappointed to hear that pickleball and gardening may be prioritized over their interests, especially because there are already pickleball courts in Vineland. And as of recently, there are even more that have been proposed. They asked me to speak at the previous meeting, and I'm kind of bringing their concerns to you again. They're concerned about the limited access to available space for non-structured sports in the city. They would like you to consider building a place where skateboarding, biking, roller skating, and scootering can be prioritized, such as a skate park or bike park or whatever. Kind of falls under the same thing. I'd also like to take this opportunity to expand on the positive outcomes that skateboarding in particular can bring to a community. According to a recent University of Southern California study, skaters develop the ability to communicate and build relationships with people from diverse backgrounds. And skaters are excellent critical thinkers and problem solvers who view success from a more communal perspective. These findings are directly related to the key competencies outlined in the Vineland Public Schools Portrait of a Graduate initiative, which include communication, critical thinking, adaptability, and perseverance, to name a few. Skateboarding also has positive effects on the mental health and well-being of people with and without disabilities. The same study shows that a majority of skateboarders cite that they skate to relieve stress. An essay featured in Attitude, ADHD Science and Strategies highlights the author's experience as a teen and adult with ADHD, stating that when he is skateboarding, his head feels lighter and he can just be in the moment and not have to think about his trauma. Additionally, a study published by the National Library of Medicine found that when skateboarding was used as an intervention for students with ADHD, children with ADHD were able to improve their cognitive and motor test performance. As our city has been focused on including people of all abilities in recreational activities, like with our inclusive park and with the senior accessible outdoor workout station proposal, or the plans for that. I think it should be noted that there are even more ways to get people of varying abilities involved in the community via recreation. As I touched on a minute ago, skateboarding can be extremely beneficial for young people with ADHD, a population that's sometimes forgotten about. Oh, crap, sorry. Or written off as unruly. In a time when social media targets young people, young men especially, we need to make sure there are places in our city where they can take healthy risks, build relationships, and get out their excess energy safely. I was going to also talk about the economic impact that could bring, and some of the problems that were cited about the one that was closed in like the 2010s, and how those issues were dealt with in Atlantic City and Ocean City, but I don't have time. If you would like to hear about them, I have.
Okay, thank you. If you have something you want to give them, give it to the clerk right here.
Sure, it looks a little teachery. I fixed it with my red pen, and I didn't keep
That's all right.
citations because I was just going to read it. Yeah, you can have it. It's just not my finished. I wouldn't turn it in.
Thank you. Please state your name, municipality where you live.
My name is Ashley. I am from Vineland, New Jersey.
Speak into the mic so it picks you up, please.
Is that
Thank
better? Okay. I run the Vineland Skate Park Project, which is a page in a group where we're trying to get a public skate park built in Vineland, New Jersey. Since 2013, we have not had a skate park in Vineland at all. This means everybody from skateboarders, BMX riders, scooter riders, roller skaters have had no dedicated place to go. This leads to us spilling out into places like the streets, random spots we can find, and parking lots, and a lot of people just quitting, especially the people who would benefit the most, which tend to be younger people who don't have the ability to drive to somewhere like Cooper River or Pennsauken Skate Park. Last week, I decided to restart the Vineland Skate Park project after taking a break because I was talking to some local skaters, and they told me how much a park would benefit them. And since talking with people both in real life and online, I found that a lot of people who don't skate or aren't involved in the community are very supportive of it. Like, I've talked with a lot of people where they don't skateboard, they don't have kids that skateboard, but they truly see the benefit that it would have on our community to have a park built. It's more than just a place for us to ride. It's a place where we can stay active, make friends, and you have a very good community built around the skate park. You know, I'm sorry.
All right.
People keep each other in check at the skate park. We watch out for our own. We're very self-policing at the skate park as well. And it's very common for people to pick up other interests which can translate to things like future jobs. Like, it's very common for people to learn how to video edit, do photography, videoing, stuff like that is very common to be picked up at the skate park. It's also a really affordable recreational activity to get into. For the price of a pretty good setup and a helmet, it covers the fee to just sign the registration papers for most structured sports. And let's be honest, a lot of people don't do well in structured sports or activities, so this gives them a place where they can still participate, stay active, and have the community they get from structured sports, but without the part that doesn't work for them per se. And there's no traveling, nothing like that, so anybody can afford it. So the kids who are most at risk tend to be kids from poorer communities, from lower economic backgrounds. This gives them a way to have that community that can help them stay on the correct track. As someone who spent all their 19 years living in Vineland, New Jersey, I, along with many other people, truly believe this is the best possible thing for our community to add as a recreational activity. I think the best course of action from here would be figuring out where we could put it, funding, and ways that we can work alongside the city to make this happen. Pretty much every major sport has a place in Vineland for people to learn and train in it. Skateboarding is in the Olympics at this point. I think it's time that we have our own place as well. Thanks for listening.
Thank you. State your name, please, municipality where you live.
Haley Purich, Vineland resident, here to speak on Ordinance 2026-42 concerning water sewer utility rates, specifically the recovery cost clause. Currently, City Code allows for an increase of about 44 cents per 1,000 gallons of water used when deemed necessary to cover increased operational costs of the water utility. The proposed ordinance removes this 44-cent cap and would allow the city to increase the cost per gallon by whatever amount is deemed necessary to cover the increased operational cost. A significant problem with the code as it stands, which will only be made worse by the passage of this ordinance, is that this increased cost is applied evenly to all consumers, even when significant increases to operational costs may be exclusively the fault of one or a few high-volume consumers. Essentially, when we approve large-scale industrial projects which require massive amounts of water, that necessitates massive expansion of infrastructure to supply that water, which can result in massive increases to operational costs for the utility, which are then subsidized through this per-gallon cost increase on everyday residential consumers, not just the industrial consumers who benefit. Another prong of this problem is our system of regressive charges for water use, which lowers the cost per gallon significantly the more water a consumer uses. This policy inarguably serves to benefit industrial and commercial users, as the price reduction doesn't kick in until 25,000 gallons per month. Meanwhile, the average household uses between 9 to 10,000 gallons. While a family using only 10,000 gallons would pay a rate of $3.16 per 1,000 gallons, a high-volume consumer such as Data One, which has requested an allotment of 2.2 million gallons per day, not per month, per day, would pay only about $1.59 per 1,000 gallons for the vast majority of the water that they use. This policy effectively rewards and encourages excessive use by high-volume industrial consumers and guarantees that residential consumers will bear the brunt of increases to operational costs. Think about this. Even if this ordinance is not passed, even if the recovery cost clause remained at 44 cents per 1,000 gallons, and even if that increase were only applied to the industrial users, the highest volume consumers would still be paying about a third less for their water than a Vineland resident. I don't know about anyone else here, but I personally don't profit from my residential water use. These industrial users are. I think they should be paying their fair share. I also want to note the absurdity of a regressive cost system that encourages excessive use of our most vital natural resource, contributing to the depletion of the Kirkwood-Cohansey aquifer when we are still in a prolonged and chronic drought. As such, I implore Council to vote no on the ordinance in front of them today and to seriously consider amending our municipal code, specifically by creating separate industrial and commercial versus residential consumer classes, and then possibly reevaluating our regressive charge system and requiring industrial and commercial users to be the ones that are paying the increase to the operational costs of the water utility. Also, Just as a tenant attorney who deals with a lot of habitability cases in this county as well as Salem County, I just want to second everything Ramon said. Thanks.
Thank you. We will speak to our utility director about looking at those charges.
How we doing?
State your name, where you live, please.
Victor Faust, resident of Millville, and I am here tonight to also speak on your ordinance concerning the plot of land that some people have already spoken on, potentially for a skate park. The people that came before me did a great job, I think, laying it out. Awesome, you got to go to Brigantine. There's some awesome parks out in Atlantic City as well, and Pennsauken's a good example to look at as well. I'm here tonight to talk to you as a skater in his mid-30s, you know, and I also own and operate my own small skate brand for South Jersey. We've been doing it for 5 years. There's actually some other people in Cumberland County doing the same thing. You know, we work with a lot of other organizations and brands all throughout pretty much, you know, all the counties of South Jersey in terms of putting on events for the youth and things of that. I want to bring to a couple things to attention. If you guys do decide to go this route, start listening to the public and maybe bring a park, a couple things that I would highly suggest. I know you guys had a park a couple years ago. It closed down for whatever, you know, reasons. I wasn't a resident of the county at the time. I do know it was a prefab metal park. So 2 reasons why to not do that in the future. 1, skaters don't like to do that, and you can actually get a lot more hurt on that than you would a concrete park. Second thing, a concrete park is going to be a heck of a lot less to maintain in the future for you guys. And as, you know, one of the people said before me, Ash, you know, skaters tend to police. I can't tell you how many times kids have come in one of the AC parks and just graffitied everywhere, and friends of mine have, you know, gone up to $1,000 out of their own pocket throughout the course of a couple years and put money out for paint to just keep stuff clean. We do police. So those 2 things to keep in mind. Also, it does create inter-county and, you know, just cross-county commerce. You know, if people come down here from like the Pennsauken Park, Camden County, or even Philly or New York or Toms River, they're going to spend money. You know, they got to get gas, they got to get food, they might go shop. So, you know, and if Landis starts doing what I see happen on High Street in Millville, and new businesses are popping up and this and that, you can bet that people are they're gonna want to come, even if it's a detour to something like Atlantic City or Sea Isle or Wildwood or wherever they might be going, whether it's to another park or vacation. Another thing to keep in mind, if you do go a concrete route, it doesn't need to be millions of dollars. There, you know, people like myself and other people that I could introduce you to, there are other builders and companies out there that will do it for a fraction. And that doesn't mean that it's going to cut down on the aesthetic or on the, you know, liability of it, you know, just how good it is to skate. It just means that you guys don't have to do what the shore towns have done and hire these super high-end, you know, companies like Spawn Ranch, for example, that have done Sea Isle and Long Branch. Beautiful parks, but they've cost like 1.5 or more, you know what I mean? And those towns do have that. So there's ways to work around that. My brand's name is Community. There's another brand in Cumberland County called Shiitake. Again, there's other builders. Meg's DIY used to be a place out in Egg Harbor Township. You know, we policed our own, we did our own thing. Either way, if you guys ever want to talk, you know, I'm sure we can connect and, you know, introduce you to the right people, the right builders, and whatnot.
Thank you very much. Name, please, where you live.
Hello, I'm Bert Brewster. I live in Cumberland County, down the street, actually, in Vineland. I'm here to talk about the new website for the Data One Informational, you know, the one that you just got a link for today and uploaded today. I was wondering who approved that being added to the website. Like, is there somebody to oversee that type of decision?
Business administrator and the mayor.
Okay. So I'm wondering why a business has their stuff on a government website when, sure, you can like link it, but it's, you have concerns about AI data center, whole entire banner. I was wondering if it's specifically because of the concerns that the residents have, even though they could Google this information, since everything listed on that website is already public knowledge that has been said before. So I'm just wondering what the point of it is. Is it to placate people? Because that's basically what it looks like. And I think that's just such a bold move. So that's all I have to say. Thank you.
Thank you. Know the drill, Larry.
Yeah, I've been here enough. I'm Larry from Vineland. I'm just gonna bring up real quick that ICE was staging at Wawa across from the high school. This is like a little eerie because this is a year and a half after they were stopping high school students and IDing them. The lies from the town hall from January from Data 1, why are we going to trust Data 1 now? Because there's been so many things, like he never said he wanted to go to 1 gig, he was going to create 75 million gallons of water. There was so much bull in there. I don't know why we would even put that anywhere near us, because why are we trusting this guy? I don't even know. The city doesn't know what's going on with some of the stuff he's doing, right? Because like the closed loop system, people reached out to him and asked what they're going to do with the wastewater, because when the water runs through the system, it's going to become contaminated. You have to do something with it. This water cannot go back into the aquifer. It will contaminate the aquifer that 8 to 9 counties drink from. The city and Data 1 did not have an answer for what they'll do with the water. How they'll treat it, how they'll get rid of it, no answers. The 2.2 million gallons of water a day from the Oprah request, which is just insane when that was not the number we got in January. There's more than 60 generators on site. This is more than double than the permit. And somebody did reach out to one of the city officials, and he had no clue. I don't know what's going on. It's just insane. But I will close on the skate park. So I'm going to go back to something I talked about previously, which is Ed's Bike Shop, who used to be owned by Ed Abbott. Ed's Bike Shop was legendary. I don't know how else to explain it. You go to Delaware, you go to Pennsylvania, you go anywhere. You go to West Virginia, and people probably knew what Ed's Bike Shop was. It was a BMX spot, huge. Ed put on the annual games. It's the easiest thing in the world. You build a skate park, you name it after Ed, you go back to Ed, you talk to Ed, and kick off the Ed's games again. Something to get the youth out, because the youth is at Wawa, just literally trashing it almost every single day. They need programs. The stuff is going to get worse nationally. You need to get stuff to get the youth involved. Youth centers, skate parks, aim at the kids, community programs, cool. Thank you.
Thank you. Anyone else? Seeing no one, we'll close that portion of the meeting.
Mr. President, I present ordinance number 2026-39, ordinance amending ordinance number 2025-94 so as to authorize the purchase of approximately 108 acres of vacant land known as 1100 College Drive from South Jersey Health Systems, replacing the contribution from the Cumberland County Improvement Authority with a 50% contribution from the Vineland Development Corporation, which is ready for a public hearing.
Chair entertains a motion that ordinance number 2026-39 be taken up for public hearing and open public for discussion.
So move.
Second.
Dr. Arthur?
Yes.
Councilmember English?
Yes.
Councilmember Vargas?
Yes.
Vice President Gomez?
Yes.
President Spinelli?
Yes. Anyone in the audience wish to be heard on ordinance number 2026-39? Seeing no one, Chair will entertain a motion. Public hearing on ordinance number 2026-39 be closed.
So move.
Second.
Dr. Arthur?
Yes.
Councilmember English?
Yes.
Councilmember Vargas?
Yes.
Vice President Gomez?
Yes.
President Spinelli?
Yes. Chair entertains a motion. Ordinance number 2026-39 be taken up for final reading and adopted according to law.
So move.
Second.
Discussion by council. Seeing none.
Dr. Arthur?
Yes.
Councilmember English?
Yes.
Councilmember Vargas?
Yes.
Vice President Gomez?
Yes.
President Spinelli?
Yes.
Ordinance 2026-39, ordinance amending ordinance number 2025-94 so as to authorize the purchase of approximately 108 acres of vacant land known as 1100 College Drive from South Jersey Health Systems, replacing the contribution from the Cumberland County Improvement Authority with 50% contribution from the Vineland Development Corporation. With a vote of 5 yeas, this ordinance is hereby adopted.
Franchetta, please submit ordinance number 2026-39 to the mayor for his approval or disapproval.
Yes.
Thank you.
Present ordinance number 2026-40, ordinance releasing, vacating, and extinguishing any public rights in portions of certain paper streets known as Columbia Avenue and Washington Avenue, which is ready for a public hearing.
Chair entertains a motion that ordinance number 2026-40 be taken up for public hearing and open to public for discussion.
So move.
Second.
Dr. Arthur?
Yes.
Councilmember English?
Yes.
Councilmember Vargas?
Yes.
Vice President Gomez?
Yes.
President Spinelli?
Yes. Is there anyone in the audience who wishes to be heard on ordinance number 2026-40? Seeing no one, Chair will entertain a motion. Public hearing on ordinance number 2026-40 be closed.
So move.
Second.
Dr. Arthur?
Yes.
Councilmember English?
Yes.
Councilmember Vargas?
Yes.
Vice President Gomez?
Yes.
President Spinelli.
Yes. Chair entertains a motion ordinance number 2026-40 be taken up for final reading and adopted according to law.
So move.
Second.
Discussion by council. Seeing none.
Dr. Arthur?
Yes.
Councilmember English?
Yes.
Councilmember Vargas?
Yes.
Vice President Gomez?
Yes.
President Spinelli.
Yes.
Ordinance 2026-40, ordinance releasing, vacating, and extinguishing any public rights in portions of certain paper streets known as Columbia Avenue and Washington Avenue. The vote of 5 yeas, this ordinance is hereby adopted.
Mr. Franchetta, please submit ordinance number 2026-40 to the mayor for his approval or disapproval.
Yes.
Thank you.
Present ordinance number 2026-41, ordinance amending ordinance 2026-1, authorizing the purchase of 440 West Landis Avenue to correct clerical errors, which is ready for a public hearing.
Chair entertains a motion ordinance number 2026-41 be taken up for public hearing and open to public for discussion.
So move.
Second.
Dr. Arthur?
Yes.
Councilmember English?
Yes.
Councilmember Vargas?
Yes.
Vice President Gomez?
Yes.
President Spinelli.
Yes. Is there anyone in the audience who wishes to be heard on 2026-41? Seeing no one, Chair will entertains a motion the public hearing on ordinance number 2026-41 be closed.
So move.
Second.
Dr. Arthur?
Yes.
Councilmember English?
Yes.
Councilmember Vargas?
Yes.
Vice President Gomez?
Yes.
President Spinelli.
Yes. Chair entertains a motion ordinance number 2026-41 be taken up for final reading and adopted according to law.
So move.
Second.
Discussion by council. Seeing none.
Dr. Arthur?
Yes.
Councilmember English?
Yes.
Councilmember Vargas?
Yes.
Vice President Gomez?
Yes.
President Spinelli.
Yes.
Ordinance 2026-41, ordinance amending ordinance 2026-1, authorizing the purchase of 440 West Landis Avenue to correct clerical errors. With a vote of 5 yeas, this ordinance is hereby adopted.
Mr. Franchetta, please submit ordinance number 2026-41 to the mayor for his approval or disapproval.
Yes.
Thank you.
Present ordinance number 2026-42, ordinance amending ordinance 2025-20, and ordinance amending ordinance 2019-57, and an ordinance 2022-49 as amended, Chapter 687, Part 4, Article 18 of the Code of the City of Vineland entitled Water Sewer Utility Rates Reserved Rates, which is ready for a public hearing.
Chair entertains a motion that ordinance number 2026-42 be taken up for public hearing and open to public for discussion.
So move.
Second.
Dr. Arthur?
Yes.
Councilmember English?
Yes.
Councilmember Vargas?
Yes.
Vice President Gomez?
Yes.
President Spinelli.
Yes. Is there anyone in the audience who wishes to be heard on ordinance number 2026-42? Please state your name, where you live.
Council, it's Matt Williams. I live in Vineland. So yeah, I discussed this ordinance, with our utility director, and like Solicitor Tenet explained, like it effectively doesn't change anything right now. It's how it's always been done. I understand that, but with the costs directly associated to treatment and delivery, and after learning that significant water request that was mentioned earlier, how can we be sure that those costs, any any infrastructure upgrades regarding, a large-scale development such as that, wouldn't be burdened by anybody else. It's known that even then with that number that the water calculation methods, and I have sources about this with water usage effectiveness, they grossly misrepresent how much water is used up to 10,000 times from that ratio. A study completed by researchers in University of California, Illinois, and Berkeley Laboratories. They examined data center water usage from 2021 to 2024, and it was found, and this is a direct quote, that these metrics fall short in measuring water use at the workload level as a whole. That's my addition, but which is the ideal basis for understanding and comparing water use in data centers. So the concern comes from, as it was mentioned earlier, we've asked about, treatment of the system. So if there's any like PFAS in that system that needs to get filtered and we need upgrades for that treatment, are those costs going to be burdened by residents? I would ask you as City Council to explore methods that ensure strict protections from your average ratepayers, regarding these types of upgrades, even if there's such as like, the well or something. That's all I have.
Rick?
Just to answer some of your questions, and the director is here too. He can also
Rick,
assist.
make sure your mic's
Well,
picking up.
The first issue you brought up was the cost of infrastructure. That infrastructure is paid by way of connection fees. There's a formula based upon the number of gallons that a corporation or a business is going to use. There's a connection fee, and we have a 3-year look-back period. So if they come in with their engineering and say we're using 20 million gallons a year, and we found that they're using 40, we can automatically increase a connection fee, which covers the cost of the infrastructure. So that's not passed on to the residents or any other person or user within the city of Vineland. And it's my understanding, and Director, if you can help us out here in terms of the cost, want to come on up? The cost associated with the recovery fee to assure that businesses such as a commercial user is not paying less than a residential user.
I'm sorry.
Can you
Speak
explain
in the
how
mic,
that
Dennis.
works? The recovery cost, and I know there was some discussion from some people about the residents will pay more of the recovery cost than a commercial user.
No, the recovery costs will be spread evenly across everything. It's not based upon one using more than the other. It's basically just the cost. And right now, the data center doesn't have any water from the city. It's just to recover if we pump more because of certain times of year there's droughts or there's less rain. Our pump stations just have to operate higher. If we see the increase in energy costs because we ran longer, the chemicals that we have to input into the water to treat it more because we're pumping more, just because a regular farmer might need it. Those recovery costs have always just been added. We didn't feel that it was right not to give justification. Like I told you, by the way, Matt and I had spoke on the phone a week and a half ago, give or take, for a good while, about a half hour. It was a nice conversation, I felt. Huh?
30 minutes, 30 seconds.
Oh, 3 minutes?
3 minutes.
3 minutes? I didn't see the timer. I apologize. Thanks, Marianne.
You're done.
No, but we went over a lot of that in some length on the phone that day. I forget where I was at. But
We were talking about the cost associated with recovery costs are not going to be more for residents.
Absolutely not. It's not fair to the public. It doesn't get passed on to you what somebody else might use. It's the recovery cost is split evenly, but like you said, like Rick said, that the connection fees are what is based upon building that foundation for the large end users. Customers don't pay, but the regular beneficial residential, when you hook up to new water, there is none. If you buy a house that's existing, there is no a new cost for that. No, residents wouldn't be burdened by someone like the data center specifically that was mentioned earlier.
You have a residential user down here, commercial allocation up here, and then you're squashing that in the middle. So it's that makeup cost from your average, in that.
No, I know what you're saying, but and to someone else alluded earlier that they use 9,000 to 10,000 gallons a month. A 1-inch service is allotted 10,000. The 316 doesn't come on until you pass the 10,000 to 25,000. And you're right, with the up to 25. And then you're right, over the 2.5 million, it's a much cheaper rate per month.
Yeah.
There aren't any, I don't know that there's many customers other than 2 that might use that much water in a month anyway, to be honest with you at this point.
I'm not sure.
No, I think that there's 2.
No, sure. I just have one final comment on that. My concern.
I can project sign us. But my concern, with that is, after the winter time, we experienced the rider rates in Tariff B related to infrastructure upgrades, specifically for the gas systems as well. So I know it's a tacked on cost on top of your average rate, and that's kind of where, my line of thinking goes. So, but thank you for your response, Dennis. Thank you.
I think, Matt, that's the difference between public and private. Private is for-profit there, and we're trying to make it fair for everybody. Chair entertains a motion, public hearing on ordinance number 2026-42 be closed.
So moved.
Second?
Dr. Arthur?
Yes.
Councilmember English?
Yes.
Councilmember Vargas?
Yes.
Vice President Gomez?
Yes.
President Spinelli.
Yes. Chair entertains a motion, ordinance number 2026-42 be taken up for final reading and adopted according to law.
So moved.
Second?
Discussion? Seeing none.
Dr. Arthur?
Yes.
Councilmember English?
Yes.
Councilmember Vargas?
Yes.
Vice President Gomez? President Spinelli?
Yes.
Ordinance 2026-42, ordinance amending ordinance 2025-20, and ordinance amending ordinance 2019-57, and ordinance 2022-49 is amended, Chapter 687, Part 4, Article 18 of the Code of the City of Vineland, entitled Water Sewer Utility Rights Reserved Rates. With a vote of 5 yeas, this ordinance is hereby adopted.
Ranchetta, please submit ordinance number 2026-42 to the mayor for his approval or disapproval.
Yes.
Thank you.
Mr. President, I present ordinance number 2026-43, which is ready for first reading.
Chair entertains a motion that ordinance number 2026-43 be taken up for first reading.
So move.
Second.
Dr. Arthur?
Yes.
Councilmember English?
Yes.
Councilmember Vargas?
Yes.
Vice President Gomez?
Yes.
President Spinelli?
Yes.
Ordinance 2026-43, ordinance authorizing the execution of a contract of sale and other documents necessary for the acquisition of certain property in the city of Vineland known as 1467 Spring Road, Block 5223, Lot 1 of the tax map of the city of Vineland.
Chair entertains a motion that ordinance number 2026-43 be passed for first reading, that a public hearing be held on Tuesday, July 14th, 2026 at 5:30 p.m.
So move.
Second.
Discussion? Seeing none.
Dr. Arthur?
Yes.
Councilmember English?
Yes.
Councilmember Vargas?
Yes.
Vice President Gomez?
Yes.
And President Spinelli?
Yes.
Present ordinance number 2026-44, which is ready for a first reading.
Chair entertains a motion that ordinance number 2026-44 be taken up for first reading.
So move.
Second.
Dr. Arthur?
Yes.
Councilmember English?
Yes.
Councilmember Vargas?
Yes.
Vice President Gomez?
Yes.
President Spinelli?
Yes.
Ordinance 2026-44, an ordinance amending and supplementing ordinance number 130 as amended, Chapter 56 of the Code of the City of Vineland, entitled an ordinance creating and establishing the fire department for the City of Vineland and promulgating rules and regulations therefore.
Chair entertains a motion that ordinance number 2026-44 be passed for first reading, that a public hearing be held on Tuesday, July 14th, 2026 at 5:30 p.m.
So move.
Second.
Discussion? Seeing none.
Dr. Arthur?
Yes.
Councilmember English?
Yes.
Councilmember Vargas?
Yes.
Vice President Gomez?
Yes.
And President Spinelli?
Yes.
Present ordinance number 2026-45, which is ready for first reading.
Chair entertains a motion that ordinance number 2026-45 be taken up for first reading.
So move.
Second.
Dr. Arthur?
Yes.
Councilmember English?
Yes.
Councilmember Vargas?
Yes.
Vice President Gomez?
Yes.
President Spinelli?
Yes.
Ordinance 2026-45, ordinance approving purchase of 2040 Maple Avenue, Block 2502, Lot 51 for $150,000 even for recreational use or such other use as the city deems proper.
Chair entertains a motion that ordinance number 2026-45 be passed for first reading, that a public hearing be held on July 14th, 2026 at 5:30 p.m.
So move.
Second.
Discussion? Seeing none.
Dr. Arthur?
Yes.
Councilmember English?
Yes.
Councilmember Vargas?
Yes.
Vice President Gomez?
Yes.
President Spinelli?
Yes.
Present ordinance number 2026-46, which is ready for a first reading.
Chair entertains a motion that ordinance number 2026-45 be taken up for first reading.
So move.
Second.
Dr. Arthur?
Yes.
Councilmember English?
Yes.
Councilmember Vargas?
Yes.
Vice President Gomez?
Yes.
President Spinelli?
Yes.
Ordinance 2026-46, ordinance amending ordinance 2004-25 is amended entitled an ordinance adopting the Center City redevelopment plan consistent with Resolution 5203 of the Planning Board of the City of Vineland so as to amend Block 3802, Lot 7225, West Landis Avenue, consistent with Resolution 6662 of the Planning Board.
Chair entertains a motion that ordinance number 2026-46 be passed for first reading. The public hearing be held on Tuesday, July 14th, 2026 at 5:30 p.m.
So move.
Second.
Discussion? Seeing none.
Dr. Arthur?
Yes.
Councilmember English?
Yes.
Councilmember Vargas?
Yes.
Vice President Gomez?
Yes.
And President Spinelli?
Yes.
Mr. President, I present a public hearing on the calendar year 2026 amended municipal budget.
Chair entertains a motion to open the public hearing on the calendar year 2026 amended municipal budget and open for discussion.
So move.
Second.
Dr. Arthur?
Yes.
Councilmember English?
Yes.
Councilmember Vargas?
Yes.
Vice President Gomez?
Yes.
And President Spinelli?
Yes. Is there anyone in the audience who wishes to be heard on the public hearing on 2026 amended municipal budget? Seeing no one, Chair entertains a motion to close the public hearing.
So move.
Second.
Dr. Arthur?
Yes.
Councilmember English?
Yes.
Councilmember Vargas?
Yes.
Vice President Gomez?
Yes.
President Spinelli.
Yes.
Mr. President, I present resolution number 2026-288, a resolution to adopt the calendar year 2026 budget as amended of the City of Vineland.
Entertains a motion that resolution number 2026-288 be adopted according to law.
So move.
Second?
Discussion? Seeing none.
Dr. Arthur?
Yes.
Councilmember English?
Yes.
Councilmember Vargas?
Yes.
Vice President Gomez?
Yes.
And President Spinelli.
Yes, and I'd like to thank our finance department for doing a great job getting everything done. Thank you, Sue.
Thank you, sir.
Yes. City Council has approved that all matters listed on tonight's consent agenda are considered to be routine and non-controversial and will be adopted by one motion. There will be no separate discussion of these items unless a council member so requests, in which case the item will be removed and considered with an individual vote. All matters on the consent agenda have been presented to City Council during either a work session or pre-meeting conference and appear on the consent agenda without objection. Their titles will not be individually read into the record, but will be properly memorialized in the meeting minutes.
Entertains a motion to approve all items on the consent agenda.
So move.
Second?
Dr. Arthur?
Yes.
Councilmember English?
Yes.
Councilmember Vargas?
Yes.
Vice President Gomez?
Yes.
And President Spinelli.
Yes. Yeah, privilege of the floor, council members, Dr. Arthur.
Yes, I'd like to express my condolences to Michael Pantaleone's family in his passing this week. So just remember his family in prayer.
Councilman Vargas,
None at this time, thank you.
Councilman English.
Yeah, just real quick, I want to think back, I'm going to probably date myself a little bit. I think back to this, when I started skateboarding, names like Alva, I think it was Christian Hosoi, Tony Hawk, of course. We used to have the skateboard park behind Sears and Roebuck, and it was a really unique thing. I met a guy named Darren Burke, who was the most phenomenal skater to come around Vineland. He actually runs Preps Pizza in Ocean City now, but I could never do the things he could do with it. And growing up, I played a lot of the recreational sports, and I remember cutting some lawn and doing some chores and saving some money. And the unique thing was, my mom didn't want no parts of that skateboard in the house. So I still had it, but she never knew I had it. And some of the friends that I made in that junior high school span, it was just a different breed of kid totally that I'm still friends with today, and ended up being customers of mine through the plumbing business. So, you know, when you guys talk about it's just a different avenue, I walked that avenue many moons ago. So it's good to see that the fever is still there for that. And if indeed that comes to fruition someday, it definitely will have my support as a council member. So thanks for coming and speaking about that, because it's, you know, is about the kids when you think about it, and the adults too. But I think I would probably have one of them 4-footers with maybe 8 wheels on it now. I don't know. But thanks for coming out tonight.
Gomez.
Yeah, I just want to thank Sheena Santiago and staff for an amazing Juneteenth celebration. We had a great time. Thanks for the public for coming out. It was a great turnout.
All right, definitely, Sheena's done a great job with our special events. We thank her, and congratulations to Cumberland Christian. They just had their 80th anniversary of helping and working the community with our youth, et cetera, and we went there for that as well. My grandson is a skateboarder, so he doesn't live in New Jersey, but which is one of the reasons why, when it was brought up, and we did get a couple emails on it. I used to live in Brigantine for a while before I met my wife, and so I knew it was there. I wanted to go look at it to see what possibilities there are of trying to rejuvenate what we used to have. I know the insurance gives us a really tough time with it as far as trying to get insurance for it, but we'll see what we can work out, and hopefully we can come up with something positive. That being said, we will entertain a motion to adjourn the meeting.
So move.
Second?
Dr. Arthur?
Yes.
Councilmember English?
Yes.
Councilmember Vargas?
Yes.
Vice President Gomez?
Yes.
President Spinelli?
Yes, have a good night, everyone. Be careful
night.
going.